I didn't sign up for this. That was the cold, clinical phrase my fiancée, the woman I loved and was due to marry in 6 weeks, used to discard me. Not a tear, not a plea for forgiveness, just those 6 brutal words delivered from the foot of my hospital bed. I had just woken up from emergency surgery. My left leg was gone, amputated just above the knee, the result of a horrific cycling accident the day before. I was pumped full of painkillers and staring at a ceiling that suddenly looked like the end of the world when Jennifer walked in, dressed in a designer pantsuit, looking utterly composed. My world had just shattered. My career as a construction supervisor, my athletic ambitions, my future normalcy, and all she could focus on was how my tragedy inconvenience her asterisk. She didn't ask how I felt or if I was in pain. She asked what the insurance payout would be, and within 10 minutes made her declaration. Look, Michael, I love you, but I didn't sign up for this. I need a partner who can run, travel, and keep up with a certain lifestyle. The wedding is off. I'm keeping the engagement ring. It's practically a down payment on the 2 years I spent building a life. The sheer transactional horror of that moment, losing a limb and my future in the space of 24 hours, still makes my stomach twist. Tell me, honestly, if you woke up to that level of calculated cruelty, would you have done what I did next? Because I'm still wondering if my revenge was justified, or if I let the loss of my leg turn me into a monster just like her. To truly understand how deep this betrayal cut, you have to know who Jennifer was, and who we were supposed to be. Jennifer and I had been together for 2 years and engaged for 6 months. She was beautiful, ambitious, and utterly obsessed with appearances. She worked in high-end real estate, specializing in multi-million-dollar luxury condos. Our relationship was always geared towards a specific social and financial climb. I, Michael, worked hard in construction management. I wasn't born rich, but I was earning great money and had just landed a massive contract that would set us up perfectly. Jennifer loved telling people about my 6-figure salary and our future summer home. Our love, I now realize, wasn't built on shared values or quiet connection. It was built on shared goals of upward mobility. My accident was a massive, immediate threat to that shared goal. It happened on a beautiful Saturday morning. I was training for a charity cycling race, something Jennifer insisted I do for visibility, when a distracted driver swerved across the line. The impact was total. I woke up in the hospital, the room smelling of antiseptic and pity. The doctor was gentle but direct. The trauma to the leg was too extensive. Amputation was the only way to save my life. I had barely processed the fact that I was now an amputee when Jennifer arrived. I had been planning to use the time I spent healing to design and build the custom kitchen she'd always dreamed of as a surprise. Instead, I got her chilling monologue. She had already moved her belongings out of our shared apartment by the time I was discharged from the hospital a week later. She'd even taken the expensive espresso machine, claiming it was her emotional compensation. The official reason she gave to our friends and family was tragically simple. Michael needs time to focus on his physical recovery, and I can't be a caretaker right now. She spun the narrative perfectly, making herself sound sympathetic yet practical. Everyone believed her. I was too stunned, too depressed, and too physically compromised to fight back against the PR campaign. The loss of my leg was a physical wound, but Jennifer's betrayal was a festering emotional infection. I was adrift. The physical therapy was brutal, the phantom pain relentless, and the mental anguish of knowing my future was canceled was overwhelming. My biggest solace came from my best friend, David, who was a brilliant but quirky software engineer, and my sister, Sarah, who dropped everything to help me navigate the nightmare of insurance, claims, and accessibility modifications. Slowly, with their help, I started fighting back. The legal battle against the driver was simple negligence, and the payout was substantial enough for me to live on comfortably for years, pay for the best prosthetics, and fund any new venture. It was life-changing money, ironically secured by the very accident that ruined Jennifer's plans. Jennifer tried to re-engage with me once she heard about the massive settlement. She sent texts about rekindling what we lost, and being there for me now that things are settled. I ignored them all. David, however, noticed something crucial during this time. Jennifer, through her real estate firm, had been the listing agent for a massive, highly competitive project I had been supervising, the Riverbend Towers complex. That contract was worth millions to my old company, and getting it was what secured my big promotion and pay raise. Jennifer had been deeply involved in the social networking and whining and dining that helped land the deal, often claiming her asterisk connections were the reason we won. Now, a month after the breakup, David discovered Jennifer's firm had lost the Riverbend contract. It had been quietly scooped up by a rival developer just weeks after my accident. David, being the brilliant tech hermit he was, dug deeper. He specialized in recovering digital ghosts, deleted emails, corrupted metadata, things no one pays attention to. He worked for weeks, fueled by a righteous anger on my behalf. What he found changed everything. It wasn't just a betrayal of our relationship. It was a calculated, financial assassination of my career. Jennifer hadn't just left me. She had used me. It turned out she had been dating the lead executive from the rival development company for months. A quiet, intensely rich man named Marcus. She was feeding him real-time, proprietary data about our company's bids and logistics for the Riverbend project, sabotaging my work to ensure her new boyfriend's company would win. The final piece of proof was an email chain detailing a meeting she scheduled with Marcus the very day of my accident, celebrating my career setback as their lucky break. That allowed them to finalize the takeover. My career, my leg, and my fiancée all vanished because she prioritized an affair and a better commission check. The emotional infection turned into a burning, cold purpose. I wasn't just recovering, I was planning. So that's the situation I was in. I had recovered enough to walk on my new prosthetic. I had a massive insurance payout, and I held irrefutable digital evidence that my ex-fiancée was a corporate saboteur and a manipulative gold digger who celebrated my tragedy. I could have gone to the police, but corporate fraud is slow and messy. I wanted something swift, public, and utterly devastating. Before I tell you what David and I executed a plan that involved a high-profile open house, a specialized Bluetooth microphone, and Jennifer's own greed. I want you to pause and comment below what you would have done in my shoes. Would you have gone to the police and let the law handle it? Or would you have used that massive settlement money to fund the most public, humiliating, and complete revenge imaginable? Let me know, because the path I chose was scorched earth. The plan was simple, elegant, and designed to hit Jennifer where she lived and breathed, her image and her career. Jennifer was preparing to host the grand opening of the most exclusive, expensive condo in the Riverbend Towers complex, the very project she had betrayed me over. This open house was crucial for her reputation. The entire city's financial and social elite would be there. David and I knew this was our theater. The key lay in exploiting two things: the cutting-edge smart home technology in the condo and Jennifer's ego. David discovered that the condo's expensive, voice-activated smart home assistant used a standard, unencrypted Bluetooth signal for remote microphone input. He engineered a small, highly directional Bluetooth microphone disguised as a luxury pen, capable of overriding the system's primary audio feed. The execution happened at the open house. Jennifer was giving her polished, breathless tour to a small group of extremely wealthy potential buyers, including Marcus, her new boyfriend, who was now acting like the project owner. David and I were stationed in a nondescript service van parked 3 blocks away. I watched the live feed on a tablet David had set up. As Jennifer entered the master suite, where the smart home assistant was prominently installed, I knew the show had to begin. David discreetly activated the connection, feeding the audio from Jennifer's location directly into the condo's massive built-in sound system. The room was silent, waiting for Jennifer's sales pitch. Then, my voice amplified and distorted through the high-end speakers, cut through the silence. "Attention, residents of Riverbend Towers." I began, using a text-to-speech voice David had perfectly modulated to sound official. "This is an emergency system override test." Jennifer froze, her perfect smile melting. Marcus and the buyers exchanged confused glances. Then, I dropped the first bomb. The audio system played a crystal clear recording of Jennifer's voice, taken from the archived email chain David recovered. Honestly, the accident was a lucky break. Now Michael is out of the picture and his company is a sitting duck. Marcus, you can finalize the takeover next week. We owe the driver a bonus, by the way. Make sure it's untraceable. The recording stopped. The silence this time was truly deafening. Jennifer's face was a mask of pure terror. Marcus looked like he'd been hit by a truck, realizing his ambitious new girlfriend had just implicated him in potential corporate espionage and a payoff to the man who crippled me. I wasn't done. The sound system crackled again. My real voice, strong and clear, took over. "That was my ex-fiancée, Jennifer. My name is Michael. You may remember me as the man who lost his leg on the way to winning the Riverbend contract." I continued, my voice measured and devastating. Jennifer didn't sign up for a difficult life. What she signed up for was $8 million in corporate secrets, which she sold to Marcus in exchange for a new engagement ring and a penthouse view. "Enjoy the view, Jennifer. It's the last good one you'll ever have in this city." David then unleashed a pre-programmed sequence. Every smart screen in the condo, the refrigerator, the bathroom mirror, the security panels flashed with a giant, scrolling, unmissable message. Jennifer, corporate fraud exposed. Then, whole system went dead. David and I drove away immediately. The aftermath was everything I could have hoped for. Jennifer's career was instantly vaporized. The powerful people at that open house weren't just buyers. They were investors, lawyers, and competitors. Within 48 hours, she was fired. Marcus's company was hit with a massive civil suit from my old employer, using the recorded evidence to reclaim the Riverbend contract. Marcus, under pressure, immediately dumped Jennifer and cooperated with investigators, throwing her under the bus to save his own skin. Jennifer was left with a wrecked reputation, a massive debt, and no job. The engagement ring she had fought to keep. I had David's lawyer send a demand letter, proving it was bought with funds derived from the fraudulent sale of corporate secrets, and she was forced to return it. She tried to sue me for harassment, but the evidence David held was a perfect shield. My life, meanwhile, took a profound turn. The company I worked for, grateful for the evidence that saved their multi-million-dollar contract, offered me a permanent consulting position, allowing me to work remotely with a prosthetic. I used a portion of my settlement to start a foundation dedicated to providing advanced prosthetic technology to low-income amputees, turning my tragedy into a source of hope. I even met a wonderful woman at the foundation, a physical therapist who saw the man I was, not the convenience I could offer. She didn't sign up for wealth or a fast lifestyle. She signed up for me. It's been 3 years. My leg is gone, but my life, ironically, is fuller, more meaningful, and far more honest than it ever was when I was chasing Jennifer's vision of success. The pain of the phantom limb is a constant reminder of what I lost, but the peace I found in rebuilding my life on my own terms, and watching Jennifer's greed consume her, is a profound victory. I realized the cruel words, "I didn't sign up for this," weren't just about my leg. They were a confession of her true character, and her downfall was the universe's most satisfying form of cosmic balance. So that's the end of my story. I lost a limb, a fiancé, and a career, but I gained a fortune, a purpose, and the satisfaction of delivering perfect, devastating revenge. I still wonder if the public nature of my exposure was too much, but every time I put on my prosthetic and walk into my foundation, I know I chose the right path. Like this video if you think Jennifer got exactly what she deserved. Subscribe for more stories about revenge, betrayal, and finding a new purpose after tragedy. And please, share your final thoughts on my calculated public takedown in the comments section below. I'll see you all in the next story.